Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampingup.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Thanks so much for joining me for this video today. It is part of the One Stamp at a Time blog hop where our theme is Spring Fling. And we here in Wisconsin are more than ready for spring, and actually I wish it would just jump right into summer. I am going to be featuring daisies. And you guys have seen my nails. I've got a little daisy painted on my nail here. I am ready with some bright blue. I'm featuring the All That You Are stamp set. And while it doesn't really seem like it would go well with the daisy punch, I think I made it work. A very beautiful stamp set with some gorgeous fonts and some gorgeous images. And I have a rainbow of cards to show you today that just scream spring. So let's get started and I'll show you what I made. I always like to come in with my card layers first, and I've got Flirty Flamingo. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've just folded it and we're going to burnish that edge good. Then I've got a Whisper White envelope, a Whisper White and Flirty Flamingo layer that are both 4 by 5.25, a layer of basic black to give it that pop, and this is 3.25 by 4 5/8, another layer of Whisper White that's 3 1/8 by 4.5. I've got a Flirty Flamingo that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and a scrap of black. So the first thing we're going to do here is I promised from my Wednesday tip video that I would be using the layers that I made in that video using the double embossing folder technique. So I am following through on that promise to you. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. And if you watched that video on Wednesday, you know that I made a whole bunch of cards using the subtle embossing folder, and I hope you guys can see this because it's just beautiful. It gives it a linen paper texture. That layer, this layer, the 4 by 5.25, I've already run through the subtle embossing folder. Okay, here's that folder just in case you missed that video. Now then, after you run it through one folder, you pick another folder and emboss it again. And I'm going to choose the tufted folder because I think this is my favorite with this technique. We're going to place that in the folder, and this is one of our dynamic embossing folders, meaning it's super thick. So we only need one cutting plate on top of our Big Shot. I should say going through our Big Shot. And we're going to emboss this layer, and oh my gosh, isn't that so pretty? So we've got the subtle linen look with the tufted. Okay, what did I do with all of those cards? Well, I'm happy that you asked so I can show you. I'm bringing in my paper piercing mat. I've got a piece of printer paper that I just put over top of it to keep it from getting stamped on. The other thing I wanted to let you know, this black scrap, this is also run through that subtle embossing folder. So I've got that. We're going to do our stamping first. So I'm going to bring in this stamp set, All That You Are, and this is in our Occasions mini catalog. Memento ink. And we're going to use the Thank You for All That You Are and All That You Do. Now you could certainly put a birthday greeting on here from that stamp set. It does come with a happy birthday, and also Flowers Bloom All For You. And we're going to be using that for a container. Okay, we've got this stamped. The next thing I need to find is my Flirty Flamingo ink. And I'm going to use this cute little stamp here and my Whisper White layer that is for the inside. This is the bigger one, 4 by 5.25. And I'm just going to stamp this little flower image coming right down from the top. And I didn't want to add anything else to my inside layer because I like to sometimes just have these all occasion cards. So if I need to add a greeting to the inside, I can, but this way I can just write on the inside and send this to anybody that I want. I have a friend who could probably use a cheerful card. She lost her mom recently, and I've already sent her a sympathy card, but I think I'd like to follow that up with just a general card to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. And I think I would stamp something besides thank you, but I think that'll work. Now, I've got all these daisies that I punched out from all the cards that I'm going to show you that I made. So we're going to have to do something with these so I can use those up in the future. Here is our layer that's going to go on the front of our card. Now we've got this 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and run this through the Subtles folder. I'll be right back. And here we go. Okay, so we've got that beautiful texture on there. Now I'm just going to take my liquid glue and add a little bit of glue to the inside or the leftover pieces after I punched the daisy out. And then I'm going to take this and put it right over that opening from our punch. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? Here comes the layer that I also embossed in the Subtle folder. And this is basic black. I'm just going to punch out a 1/2 inch circle. And then I've got a little tip for you. I thought because this was so little and mini dimensional would work well with it. But what I found is it's much more stable if I use a regular size dimensional. And it does fit on that 1/2 inch circle without it peeking through to the front. But I just found that it was wobbly if I put the small dimensional on it. So there's my fabulous tip. It's kind of important. Who wants a wobbly center on their flower? I know I do not. Okay, we're going to then mount this piece on our basic black. All these dimensions can be found on my blog post on my blog, all in one place. So once you watch the video, you can click in the top right hand corner. That's going to take you right to my blog where you can find all of these dimensions and photographs so that you can sit and look at it instead of trying to rewind and do all that with a video. So my blog is my landing page, and that's where you're also going to find a shopping list for all of the cards that I'm making today. And it's just a great place to get all the deets. Now I'm bringing in the glittered organdy ribbon, and you guys might remember this from our holiday mini catalog that ended January 3rd, but this glittered organdy ribbon is still available. So you can go to the shopping list on my blog, or you can go right to Stampin' Up and type in organdy glitter ribbon. And this is just so, so pretty. I love it. And you know what? Before I do that, so I've got a little bit of frost white shimmer paint in a spritzer with some rubbing alcohol. So I fill the spritzer up to about right here with rubbing alcohol and then put in a couple dollops. Shake it up, spray it onto a scratch piece of colored cardstock. It's better, easier to see that way, to see if you've got enough glimmer in here. And if you don't, just open it up and add another dollop of glimmer. But I've got glimmer in here. And I wanted to add a little bit of sheen to my card front before I put that ribbon on. I forgot to do the other ones, but I think it'll be okay. So do you guys love this? This is our new grid paper, and it's called the Floral Grid Paper. You can get a whole pack of this to make your desk look beautiful while you're stamping for $11.75. And again, you can find it on my blog. Just type in Floral Grid Paper in a search, or you can look at my shopping list and I'll have it on there too. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, the glimmer on here is so pretty. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. The rubbing alcohol will let this dry really fast, but it's got like a really pretty shimmer to it now. All right. Then we're going to add our ribbon. And this glitter ribbon just adds a pretty pop to the front of this card. The ribbon is a little stiff, which makes it nice because it kind of stays in place as you're trying to tie it. And I like that. It doesn't have wire in the edges, but it's kind of similar to that because it's, like I said, it's pretty stiff. Find my little scissors here. There we go. What do you guys think so far? Okay, pop these backs off. My mom's birthday is on next Monday. Yep, she was born on tax day. And I am going to be on my way back from Minneapolis. We have an on-stage event for Stampin' Up! In Minneapolis this weekend. And I'm going to stop in and see my mom on the way there and the way back. But on the way back, I'm planning on taking her out to eat for her birthday. And I think I'm going to give her this set of cards along with some flower bulbs that I got her. She loves her flowers. She's got tons of gardens. They're so pretty. Okay, so here's the front of our card, and I hope you can see that beautiful shimmer. Here's the inside. What are we going to do with this envelope? Well, that's where the big stamp from the All That You Are stamp set is going to come into play. And we're going to ink that up. And I'm just going to use one side of it. And I chose one side of it because I didn't really think this big flower went along with my daisy. But guess what? I can certainly do this on my envelope. And doesn't that look kind of pretty together? I thought it worked. All right, so we have our card. And I've got a whole bunch of other cards to show you. So let me bring those in. This one was Flirty Flamingo. Then I have Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, and these are using different folders. Like this folder is the ruffled one with the double embossing technique. This is the sequins, scattered sequins. That's Lemon Lime Twist. Then we have Highland Heather, and this used the Polka Dot Basics embossing folder with the subtle folder. I know, I couldn't stop myself. I just kind of went crazy, you guys. Then we have Coastal Cabana. This one used the tufted embossing folder with the subtles. Now, does this not scream spring for you? Like a whole rainbow of colors, right? Well, I've got one more thing to show you. What am I going to put these in to give them to my mom? And my mom likes pretty things. So I like to give her pretty things. So I decided that I would take a couple Daffodil Delight daisies, and I've already run these through the subtle embossing folder. And then I've got one of our stitch shape ovals and one of our oval scallops from the layering ovals. And I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink, and I'm going to use this other greeting that says flowers bloom all for you. And then the other gift I'm giving my mom is, what are those flowers called? Dahlia bulbs. Oh my gosh, she's going to love it. And look at how crooked that is. Holy cow. Let's try that again. That's why they give us two sides to every piece, right? And that looks so much better. Okay, let me put this away. Now I'm going to take these daisies and stack them together. Just like this. And then we're going to add a dimensional. Holy cow. Oh, here they are. I was going to say, did you guys see what I did with them? I know, I always expect you to answer me. And I know you guys are looking for them, right? We're going to put that daisy right here, kind of off to the side. I thought that would be kind of cool. Put this on. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cute. I haven't made this yet. It was just kind of an idea in my head. Then I'm going to bring in our clear faceted gemstones. And I love these for 3D gifts especially because they're They're kind of puffy, and sometimes you don't want to pay the extra for your card, but you can put them on something like this and it doesn't make any difference. We have basic black blends, and we've got a light one and a dark one. I'm going to use the darker of the two, and I'm going to use my coloring end, and I am going to color one of these clear faceted gems. Now, because these are alcohol markers, the color isn't going to rub off from this gem. Oh, isn't that cute? If you used regular markers, they won't dry, but this works perfect. Look at that. Ooh, I love that. What do you guys think? Pretty cool? Okay, now what am I going to do with all this? Well, let's put some dimensionals on the back. And I'll show you my gift packaging. We'll get this ready to roll first. And we'll just set that aside. So we're going to use the acetate card boxes. You get 10 of these for $7. And all you have to do is do a search in my store for acetate card boxes. They'll pop right up there. I've already bent all the score lines and put this one together. So then I'm going to take my cards. Now, I found that 4 cards fit in here nicely. So I'm just going to, oops, I want my envelopes to go that way. I want this to look nice for my mom, right? And here comes another one. And I think I'm going to put this envelope in the back because you can see through the card box. Here's my yellow card. And I'm going to put my envelope just like this. Now I've got 4 cards and envelopes here. And we're going to put these in our acetate box. Hang on, I'm having a little difficulty. These have quite a few layers on them, so they're kind of a lot. There we go. Okay, so we've got this on the front, this on the back. And this is going to make for really nice packaging. Now I'm going to take some of that ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around here, and we're going to maybe tie a bow depending on how well this goes. Yeah. So you want to make sure you're leaving plenty of room to tie a pretty bow. My finger's stuck in there. There we go. Nope, I need a little bit more. I like to unroll a lot of this so you can like deal with it. You can always roll it back up, but I hate it when that roll is in my way and I can't tie my bow very well because I'm messing around with that. Here we go, here we go. Sure use another hand, right? All right. Hold on to this. Oh, we've got a little bit of our glitter coming off. Don't worry, there's still lots left on there. Oh my gosh, so pretty, right? What do you guys think? It's a pretty good bow. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna trim this end. Trim this end. Blow that off. Put this right here, and here comes our little decoration for our card box. What do you guys think? Pretty cute, right? Some gorgeous cards. I've got 2 cards left over. I can do something else with these. What a smashing gift idea, and I think these scream spring. I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? If you live in a warm part of the country, wherever you may be, this is not such a big deal, but it was 70 degrees today, and in a couple days we're supposed to get snow. So yay, Wisconsin. Thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to join me today and watch this video. Please make sure you click up here to go to my blog, where you can follow along on the blog hop. We have some incredibly talented stampers in this blog hop, and you're going to see a lot of beautiful projects with the spring fling theme. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. If you'd like to place an order, you can head right over to my blog and use this host code for the month of March. If your order's under $150, if it's over $150, don't use the host code. You'll get some perks from Stampin' Up. Either way, you're going to get special perks from me when you place an order with me. I always appreciate your orders. It's what keeps these free videos coming, and I do appreciate it so very much. You guys have yourselves a wonderful Thursday and a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.